Hey everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina, and welcome back to another Stampin' On Friday episode. Today we're going to be using this really cute stamp set from Paper Tray Ink, and I don't have the packaging right here, but it's this little coffee kind of latte stamp set, and the coordinating die. I got this because well, first of all, I love coffee, and my friend Terry sent me a Starbucks gift card for my birthday, so thanks, Terry. And I knew I wanted to use this with in Project Life, so that was one of the reasons. Plus, you know, you can make a really cute card with this too. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to be doing is doing a little die cutting. Now I'm totally winging today's card. It's going to be really simple, with the exception of the die cutting. So I'm going to use my Cuttlebug, and I'm going to die cut my little coffee cup here. I'm using the A plate, B plate, and then I also need the C plate, and you can see my B plate is a total disaster. I'm using some pattern paper. This is from Studio Calico's Heyday paper pad. This is a fairly new one, so if you want to check this out, I'll have linked to all the supplies that I'm using on today's card over on my blog, and that will be in the description of this video. So I'm going to start off using this really light kind of wood grain paper for my coffee cup. So I'm just going to go ahead and die cut that. And one nice thing about 6x6 paper, it just fits perfectly right inside your Cuttlebug. So you really don't have to trim it down if you don't want to, if you're lazy like I am today. Alright, let's just get this out of the way. And then we have our die cut piece right here. And I'm going to take my stamp, and if you're like me and you're terrible with lining things up, the Fiskars stamp press is the best thing in the world for doing this. So I'm going to line this up and stamp it out in some black ink. So it makes lining it up so much easier. So there's my little coffee cup. And now I'm going to take my piece of kind of like a tealish polka dot, and I'm going to stamp this out again. I really just want to cut out this middle section. So I'm going to ink that up. And like I said, I really only need the middle. I'll just take my scissors, and I'm going to cut out this little band that goes around the coffee cup. Alright, and that's going to get adhered right to the center of my cup. So I'm just going to take a little bit of liquid adhesive. I'm just going to use my Scotch Quick Dry. And adhere that right to my coffee. So how cute is that? Isn't that adorable? Alright, now for my card. I'm going to make a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch card. So I have a piece of Paper Tray Ink's Vintage Cream cardstock cut at 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. And then I'll just use my score buddy here and score it at 4 1/4. Like so. And then for my pattern paper, I'm going to use this piece right here, and actually I think I'll go with this piece, and then I'll adhere this, and I'm going to keep this really simple because this will just get popped up in the middle. So let's start off with this. I'm going to trim this down to probably 3 3/4. So do 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. That'll get centered right there. And then the next piece I'm going to do at I'm trying to decide if I want to go 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch. just go with 1/4 of an inch, and then if I don't like it, I could always trim it down again. So this will be 3.5 by 3.5. I'm going to make it 3 1/4. Because 3.5 was just too big. Alright. So what I'm going to do next is grab some, I think I'm going to use old paper, Tim Holtz old paper distressing. So let me go ahead and grab that. Okay, I decided to go with antique linen instead because it wasn't, it's a little lighter. As you can see, I was testing colors on my hand. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink the edges of this with antique linen. Okay, so I ink the edges of my 2 layered pieces, and it kind of helps it pop up a little bit better. So I'm going to adhere my smaller layer to my bigger layer. I'm just going to center that. And then this will get adhered down to my card base. But first, I'm going to kind of lay this out a little bit. I want to add a sentiment underneath, and I think I'll do this one. It says, "Let's get together." I'll put that right on the top, and then reduce some for some girl talk on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to use, again, my Fiskars stamp press. And before I start that, I actually want to just mark where the top and bottom of my image is here, but I don't know if I have a pencil, so I thought I would just mark this, just so I have an idea of where my coffee cup will be in the middle, so I'm not stamping in the wrong spot. So we'll do "Let's Get Together." And then we'll take that off, and we'll do for some girl talk. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this craft colored twine here, and I'm going to wrap this around a couple of times. And this one I'm not going to tie in a bow or anything. I'm just going to adhere it right down to the back of my card, and I'll just use some Scotch tape for that. And spread these out a little bit. I'll take my coffee cup. I'll adhere that right to the middle. Actually, it's probably better if I use 2 smaller ones, one on the top, one on the bottom, so that I can go over the twine. So we'll just use a smaller one here and here. Like I said, I'm totally winging today's card. Okay, and now I'll adhere that to my card base. So we'll just center that right in the front of our card base, and that's our card for today. Thanks for watching another episode, and I will see you next time.